That video was it today when I said today was Playhouse episode 3. Give me a second, open it up my guide on my homework. Give me 1 second. This is next. Okay. Yeah, let's get going. Today we're gonna start. We should be done this soon. Let me see something. No. Today.
Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control. But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions. But in mere moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover they stole Max's brain.
Max? Little buddy? No. No!
What happened?
Hey! What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know. 1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box, and bam! Out went the lights.
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number 1, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
Actually, I think he was more of a boom, really. Could I just
Hurry it up.
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us. Yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Rule number 2, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Yep, I was totally unconscious, Bill.
Liar.
All right. I came to before Jebediah, just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny. Obadiah, why didn't you do anything? I was afraid that he'd remove my brain too.
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
Skunk Ape.
Of course. He must have been released from the penal zone when the toy box was stolen. I'm so sorry.
Not half as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Rule number 3, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers. Now, go get 'em.
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral and got ready to squeeze some punks. General Skunk Ape. I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max. His brain ever since he found out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break. Hello, ugly. You're one of Skunk Ape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunk Ape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl.
Hurry it up.
Since Skunk Ape's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a science geek. Today,
You lie.
no, it's true. I've abandoned a life of violence and conquest for an honest, peaceful job.
Oh, where were we?
Enough about me. Yes, the rat. You certainly see
Rat? What rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise in tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out in the corner of Vinny and Vidi in the Latin Quarter. Frankie the Rat. The name left a bad taste on my tongue and an itchy sensation in my boxers. Still, there wasn't a road more plugged into the bad wiring in the city. Hey, Rat.
Sam, buddy, how's it hanging?
My partner's got a bad case of a missing brain, and someone thinks you might know something about it.
Brain, huh? Well, I did see something unusual and brain-related a little while back.
Spill!
I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fellow was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his
You're lying!
Prove it!
I can't.
Then quit spraying me with spit. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. I was almost done helping the guy, see? When bam! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain.
Skunk Ape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation.
A brain? Was it Max's?
How should I know? All I know, it was a brain in a jar, and that crazy space gorilla was holding on to it like it was his best friend in the world. So anyways, so I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's breath. Other gorilla? What other gorilla? Believe it or not, it was another space ape. He was spinning a sign for some pet store, the poor schlub.
So that dirty punk sign spinner did see Skunk Ape.
So now what?
One more time. What do you know about my partner's brain?
It's like I was given direct. Poor fellow was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and where? Hey, take it easy, big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Frankie and I helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Maxwell's, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found Frankie's tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
Oh! Ah!
You foreign guy, what's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown. How friendly.
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah,
Dirty lion rat.
you know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats.
Then what?
I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden the Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more.
What happened next?
After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and skittled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't...
What?
Skittled. It's a common European word that describes the feeling of my disorientation combined with nagging doubts about a rat. Honestly, what do they teach you Americans in your schools?
Video poker.
So, what else would you like to know?
Let's hear your sick.
Very well. About an hour ago, you know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings.
Hurry it up.
I was about to give him, at least I think it was Weltraumliebe
Out to super color. What now?
Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. So, where was it? After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pocket. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Is that one of your famous met? Shall I continue? People in this country are so...
The tourists seem like just another victims.
Back. Now, where's Skunk Ape?
How are you doing? Never forget his final tip.
That story ain't gonna wash, Bonzo. Your pal Frankie told me all about how you and me hit from a fight between Skunk Ape and some other guy. Now, make with the lip flapping and I better like what I hear.
It's true. I feel here Earth minutes ago I was spinning my sign for Frankie the Rat and the tourist when General Skunkapi came running down the street chasing after a strangely garbed man. To my everlasting shame, I cowered behind a crate like a cup.
Strangely garbed.
Yes, a man in a faded jacket and a strange hat. He seemed to be carrying a box of some sort. General Skunkapi was in hot pursuit. After the general and the stranger fled the scene, I discovered that he had dropped this. I'm surprised he didn't come back for it, but he appears to be in...
What's that? A brain remover?
I believe it's one of the toys of power that my general has been collecting for the past 25 Krylets.
I knew that. Give me that toy.
No! I need it to get back in General Skunkapi's good graces. Once I read, oh, how I've come to miss her.
You're fooling yourself, kid.
What are you talking about?
The only thing Skunk Ape's gonna welcome you with is a fistful of phasers. You can't go home again. You can't even get on the porch. You've tasted the apple, eaten the pool, bitten the hand that rocks the cradle. You're a sign spinner to him now, and that's all you're ever gonna be.
Right. It's hopeless. No matter what I do now, I'll never soar through the galaxy at my general's side ever again.
And I hate to tell you, but you're not a very good sign spinner either. I hated to see a grown gorilla cry, so I got in the car and looked for another lost soul to join me as I gazed into the abyss. Finally, a clue. The last time we saw the rhinoplasty toy, Max's special brain used it to turn into a bazooka. Now it was going to lead me to the guy who stole that special brain. It wasn't exactly ironic, but I didn't care.
Crimetron, do your stuff. What do you mean not found in database?
The Crimetron requires additional clues to make an informed deduction.
Clues? I haven't got time for clues. Max's body is starting to smell differently.
Then maybe you should stop yelling at my girlfriend and start with the clue-finding.
Frankie, what do you know? I was given directions to
The museum district?
Yeah, poor fellow was wandering around inside. Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation. Annoy with some people. Trampling a rat's God-given meringue. You want a lawyer? Here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson. Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Well, like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding them up, really. They asked me, the schmuck deserved it, acting all high and mighty and European. What? You know, the bad side of town, Hoboville, Flemberg, Broken Corners, that area. Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind a crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high exchange.
Other gorilla? What other gorilla?
Believe it or not, it was another space ape. It was
So,
Anyway, after the fight, and that's all I know, honest. Ask
liar!
No, honest, I came right back here. And then you showed up and started slapping.
So now what?
Once more.
If you like you guessed, I gave the. They asked me, the schmuck deserved.
You're lying! No, wait, you're not. Keep going.
Anyway, when the big fight, the tourist was loaded with high exchange Europe.
What happened next?
After the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And that's all I know, honest. Ask anybody. They'll vouch for old Frankie. I don't mean to criticize him. So now what?
Stick around. I may be back.
I shall count the minutes.
I wasn't going to spend another second with that heartbroken space ape. I can break him all right, but I never learned how to fix him.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time, and speak slowly. I'm an American.
As I said before, About an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I had so many bonnets.
You lie.
You're right, it was more like 57 minutes ago. Yeah, but you American police are sticklers. Anyhow, then, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden the Weltraumliebebach Zauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of the asphalt fjords. At least I think it was Weltraumliebebach.
Liar.
Nee, it really was a Weltraumliebebach Zauberkrieg, but more like a kleine Weltraumliebebach Zauberkrieg. But anyway, after the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and skittled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm stuck.
Don't play innocent with me, metric lover. The rat saw you pick up something after the fight. Now spill.
Yeah, it's true. I took a souvenir from the fight. I didn't think anyone would notice. Here.
Norrington. Who the heck is Norrington?
I don't know. Just don't hurt me. You Americans are all animals.
Norrington. The name rang fewer bells than a sleigh in July. Hopefully, it would be enough. Okay, Tron, this is your last chance before I start looking for an upgrade. Come on, you obsolete hunk of junk. Talk! Where's Skunk Ape?
Sam, no!
Stop holding out on me!
Get away from her, you brute.
Finally.
Audiences across the country say you're a monster, Sam.
What have you become?
The Museum of Mostly Natural History, the tarnished jewel of the city's once thriving museum district. Max and I always meant to visit, but we'd never gotten around to it. Now we were finally going to take in its thrilling and dubiously educational displays with a vengeance. All right, Skunky, it's time to pay the piper, plus tax and applicable service fees. Hang tight, little buddy. Hang tight, little buddy. The Commissioner frowns on wasting bullets on people that don't technically need to be shot. The Commissioner frowns on wasting bullets on people that don't technically need to be shot. I'll take a look around after I track down Max's brain.
I'm gonna do a little bit short today, guys. I'm not gonna do much. That's where I'm gonna. Let's see. Let's see what's scheduled. Should be scheduled too, right there. That's it. Because I don't think you have to like and subscribe. See you next one. Bye.